Okay, so some rather bad news for the Philadelphia 76. Philadelphia 76ers president of basketball operations has been fined 50K for a Harden tweet. He was fined for he was basically fined for not following the anti-tampering rule. He posted a tweet of James Harden's past accomplishment because it was like a year anniversary from when James Harden broke the franchise assist record for the Rockets, and he was a former GM of the Rockets, and this source was Timothy Rapp, Bleacher Report writer, and then this was actually the source that leaked this tweet. It was Kyle Neubeck. He's a Philadelphia sports reporter. So Nate, you go first. What do you think about the 76ers president of basketball operations um, breaking the anti-tampering rule in the NBA?
I mean, how the hell are you a president of basketball operations and you're tampering and getting fined for tampering with whatever it was? I mean, come on.
And
I mean,
one more thing before you continue. His name is Daryl Morey for anybody who's concerned.
yeah. I mean, come on. I mean, come on. You're president of basketball operations. Focus on your job. All right. I mean, I get it. We all use social media, and at this point, social media is a part of our lifetime. And you know what? Fine. I mean, we all go on social media at one point or another in the day. But when you're a president of basketball or a president of a sports team operation, any sort, your main focus is your job. You got to do what you got to do for the team. You got to get these players, release these players. Same thing with the coaches. Acquire a good coach, release a bad coach. All right, your main focus is to not go on social media and violate these rules or whatever he did. Um, that said, I think it was right for the NBA to fine him. He's not focused on his job, and because of that, he's violating all these rules. He's tampering with them in the process. So I mean, that's just another double whammy right there. You know what I mean? So I mean, kudos to the NBA for doing the right thing. Your thoughts, Mario?
Yeah, well, first of all, he did break a rule, so he will get fined. Here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's not a lot of when it comes to rules wise. There's not a lot of things I dislike about the NBA. This right here is one of them. This tampering rule, I don't like it because a lot of it isn't even tampering.
Right.
I remember Doc Rivers got fined for saying Kawhi Leonard is the closest thing to Michael Jordan. How was that tampering?
Yeah. Right.
He was playing with the Raptors. Like, I get it, it's to persuade a guy, but what does that mean? We can't talk good about the guy?
Yeah. Right.
Well, I can't say LeBron James is the best player of our generation if he's on his last year of his contract because that's tampering with him.
Yeah.
No,
Right.
no. Like, and Doc Rivers said that. He said LeBron James is a phenomenal player. Kevin Durant is a phenomenal player. Like, that doesn't mean we compliment them. Does not mean we're tampering with them to come join the team. I get it if it was a tweet huh, like if it was a picture of James Harden and he's like, come to Philly or something. I understand that. But when you're only talking good about the guy and you were the GM that year, so I mean, you only post like a year, like it was the year anniversary from when he did it, and it was a huge accomplishment for James Harden because he broke the Rockets franchise record for assists.
Right.
This is why I don't. Do I agree with you that he did break a rule and he got deserved to be fined? Absolutely, but I do not like this rule.
I don't like
I
it.
don't like it in the NBA. I don't like how you compliment a guy and you get absolutely trashed on for it.
Yeah. Right.
You saying James Harden, like you saying posting a photo of James of an accomplishment of James Harden, it doesn't mean that James Harden's it's gonna convince James Harden to join. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not necessarily what it means.
Yeah. Right.
I mean that doesn't mean we can't compliment these guys now. On their
Yeah.
last, you know what I'm saying? We can't honestly, if I was a GM and I said, and it was LeBron's last year on his contract, and I said, well, LeBron has been the greatest player for 20 years. That's tampering?
Yeah. Right.
I don't think it is. I think tampering is if you like or you're saying it out in the open, which I understand if you're saying it out in the open. But here's what I will say. I will say this. This is honestly, this is ridiculous. This is a ridiculous rule. I'm being
Right.
real.
And
Adam Silver. No, I'm sorry. I just gotta finish. And Adam Silver, you're my guy. I think you're the greatest commissioner in sports, but I think this rule needs to be modified.
yeah. Right. And I actually misunderstood the last part of that this topic, so I apologize. But yeah, I get what you mean. Again, obviously social media shouldn't be your primary thing. It should be your job. But like at the same time, like you said, if you're posting a compliment and all that, shouldn't really get fined for that. We see we see players in the NFL, the MLB, how even the NHL do it, and nothing happens to them. But in the NBA, like you said, it's apparently tampered. And again, it's not fair. You know what I mean? It's really not fair.
Right.
But again, you broke even though it's a rule we don't like, you broke it, and because of that, you got fined. Even though we don't like it, it is what it is. So with that said, hopefully, this doesn't happen again. Just move on from it.